winding stair. Top of the hill up there is Panther Gap. Walk past that sign and then look back. Check out this campsite. Great fire pit. Beautiful place to pitch a tent. And what an amazing view. Be awesome to wake up to, especially this morning. It's fantastic. Hey, good morning again. Thought I'd turn the camera around and give a little update this morning. Trek's really nice. Beautiful morning. Got up early, put my hands outside of my tent. They crunched in the ice. I didn't know what much to think about that except to get back in my tent. Cuddle back up in my down sleeping bag and sleep a little longer. It was a great night. Got down to 24 last night. Inside my tent though, water didn't freeze. I didn't freeze. Had my Sawyer in my pocket, so I'm pretty sure it didn't freeze. I slept well enough to dream last night. It's kind of interesting. So the two guys that were in camp with us, one guy was named Dave, the other was Brian. Brian is a former doorman in New York City, and great guy. Both those guys are great. And we sat around the fire talking for a little while, and so I think Brian's stories prompted me to dream about hotels. So here's the funny part. So I was hiking with Early Riser. I'm not making this up, dude. I was hiking with Early Riser, and there was a big hotel right off the trail, like literally on the trail sort of thing. And we both go in, and we've got our packs, and we asked for a room and if there was a place to get dinner, and there was nobody there. This place was empty. And Early Riser went over to a tank like you would normally pick out a lobster. He picked out a salmon, a big salmon. So you walk into the banquet room, and the banquet room's set up, plates everywhere, and I sit down at a plate, and there's a nice piece of salmon on my plate, and I start eating. And Early Riser comes in and goes, "Dude, what are you doing? You're eating my salmon." I said, "This is a piece of salmon. You ordered a whole fish." So that's pretty much where it ended, but it's pretty interesting to sleep well enough out here to dream. And I pretty much wore everything that I had in my pack to stay warm, but I did stay warm and it was fine. So like I was saying the other day, kind of a good lead in for the Smokies. So anywho, ER, hope you enjoyed the story, man. It was kind of an interesting dream. All right, cheers. That was pretty cool. Talented chainsaw artist could turn that into a goose or a duck or something pretty easily. It's pretty neat. Taking the Blue Blaze over to Solder Ball Shelter. Check out those ice crystals. Yeah, it got pretty chilly up here last night, for sure. All along the side, it's really beautiful. Very wet though, very slippery. Beautiful. Some nice icicles right there. That's beautiful. There's the stream that runs down. Very peaceful. All right, this is Solder Ball Shelter. Pretty good ways off the AT, but it's worth it. It's really beautiful. Grassy hill right there. Huge fire pit down there. Another fire pit up here. Awesome water sources. Nice table. That's a cement table. I mean, someone hauled cement up here and over that table. That's impressive. Very cool. Nice little shelter. And how about that? That leads back to the Appalachian Trail. That's fantastic. All right, Siler Ball Shelter. Had I known, I'd have been hiking a tomahawk ribeye out of town yesterday and cooked it over that fire right there. Wow, what an awesome fire pit down the hill from the shelter. It's a beautiful place. Wouldn't mind coming back up here and just camping for a couple of days with a tomahawk ribeye. Cheers. The AT goes off that way, and that is Siler Ball. I just hiked up the alternate Blue Blaze from the shelter back up to here. It's actually 0.1 further than if I would have taken the AT trail, so I'm putting some Blue Blaze miles in today. But got some miles to make still, so I'm gonna forego my hike up Siler Ball today. But I got some beautiful fire towers and some nice summits coming up, so I think I'm gonna live. All right, more later. Cheers. Can you taste the purity of that mountain ice water? That is good stuff right there. All right, made it down to Wide Gap. Cheeseburgers, warm bed, ramen noodles, tent. Yeah, easy choice. Alrighty, uphill, headed towards Wide Ball. It's a good ways up. All right, cheers. It's interesting how each mountain has its own feel. I crossed the road at Wide Gap, started up over here. And the ground's firmer. It's just has a different feel to it. It's just interesting to me that each mountain kind of has its own personality. And the further you get on the north side of the gap, the less you can hear that little double saying cheeseburger that was sitting on top of that sign back there. All right, more later. So we've reached a wine spring campsite. Wine spring, rolling. It's like a nice Riesling or Pinot Grigio, vintage of about 3 seconds ago. Yeah. Delicious mountain spring water. Can't do without it. It's a beautiful campsite. Just enough room for 750 of us or so. See if we can't get that fire going. Alrighty, gotta get set up for camp. Cheers. Right. Got a fire started. Camp is set up. Losing my voice. Not good. And the sun's just about to tuck down behind the mountain. It's gonna be a cold night tonight. It'll be nice to warm up by the fire a little bit before I turn in. This is kind of a wrap up from today. So let me turn this around. It was a hard day today. Keep an eye on my fire. It's gonna need some coaxing, but I'll get it going. It was a mentally hard day today. Had a hard time climbing, and missed home. I missed home a lot, and I did a lot of texting with Kaizen and Big Kahuna. That lifted my spirits. That was nice, and had a chance to give Kaizen a call and chat for a little while, and that lifted my spirits as well. So it's nice to have gotten to the top up here. I have delusions of grandeur of getting up and trying to make it to the fire tower for sunrise, but nonetheless, I'll get there early in the morning. I think that's about it for today. I think I spent a lot of time today staving off negative thoughts. Not negative thoughts about leaving the trail or whatnot, but just paying attention to how hard things were. And I haven't done that in the past and don't really like it. And I think once I get that fire going, have some food, I will definitely cheer up. So it's still a good day to be out here. I am happy to be out here. I'm happy for this opportunity, and I'm actually looking forward to the next 2 days of hiking because it's pretty cool stuff, and I want to see that fire tower. I'm going to climb up in that fire tower, and then looking forward to hiking down into the Knock. So, all right, that's it. I'm going to put this video together. I've got a pretty decent signal right here, so I'll get this out in a little while. And one last look around. Just enough room for 750 of us. All right.